So Jim, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us today. Michael Skurnik Wines has been an extremely important business partner of ours, and you've been a phenomenal point of contact and friend for us through the years. So I guess to get started, could you give us a brief overview of what your company does and how long you've been a client of Lloyd?
Sure. My role here at Skurnik, I've been here 20 years, is Chief Financial Officer. Skurnik Wines is an importer and distributor of wines, which we sell primarily in the tri-state area, but also have an arm of the company that sells nationally. It means we're selling to other distributors like ourselves in markets like Texas and Oklahoma and middle of the country. We've grown significantly over the course of that 20 years, and I think that's why the Lloyd relationship has been such an important one to us, is that we've managed that growth without any significant hiccups, and we'll get into that, I'm sure, in the discussion. But so we import and distribute. We sell to restaurants and retail shops throughout the tri-state area. And then to these national distributors across the country, who in turn sell to restaurants and retail stores in their markets. So it's a challenging business right now, but a fun one.
Great. Well, congratulations on all your success. How has Lloyd been able to, through this pandemic, how have we been able to help you in your business?
I think in thinking about that question, two things came to mind. First, Hurricane Sandy. When we had a crisis of that scope, at least in the tri-state area, I thought about what Lloyd meant to us then, and the response that we had from Lloyd. We basically dismantled our network, brought it into New York City, and within a number of hours we were back up and operating. And that was huge. And for us to be able to maintain our business through that window of 15 days or so, while the infrastructure of the tri-state area was restored, was tremendous and easy. Basically unplug your servers here, bring them into the city, and plug them back in, and we're back in business. This time, I think the response and how Lloyd has supported us is a little different, and I don't think that it was an immediate something that happened when the pandemic hit. I think it was more so the partnership that we've had over the last few years, and what the IT team that we have, which Lloyd Group is a huge member of, has done in the last few years that supported us through this pandemic. And what I mean by that is the operating environment that you have coached us through and pushed us to develop and install in terms of virtualization of our servers, remote, all the remote platforms and services,
solutions. Yep.
Exactly, that we have, moving things to the cloud, allowed us to pivot almost instantaneously when the pandemic hit. Brian Terhart, who's been a huge player for us, and is the other part of the IT team for Skurnik, who was sourced by Lloyd. You may remember.
Former Lloydian.
Yeah, so he was our on-site presence, became a full-time IT person for us. Was able to quickly spin up some new servers, because we virtualized our environment, spin up new Citrix servers, and our remote capabilities went from needing to accommodate on a normal basis 30 to 40 users to 80 to 90 users. So, that ability would not have been possible had we not, along the way, updated our servers, virtualized servers, put it in an operating environment that could quickly do that. So I think that is how Lloyd has helped us during this pandemic, which is being a good business partner to us along the way.
That's great. I appreciate that, and I realize that I'm most likely going to be dating both of us here. So the question is, why did you choose Lloyd? So I know we're going back quite a ways, over 20 years at this point.
Yeah.
And then just what's been the best part for you and your company being a part of the Lloyd community?
I think to answer your first question, over 20 years ago when I interviewed with Skurnik. I met Michael and Harmon, really great people in a unique business, at least for me, wine import and distribution. I never had it, but I didn't really know much about their operating environment. So when I walked through the door the first day, I had this orange box sitting on my desk, and I'm like, what is that? And it turned out it was a Mac workstation, which I had zero experience working on before. And over the course of the ensuing year, quickly determined that we need to update our network. We need to update our ERP system, and needed to find somebody that could help us do that. And at the time, a colleague of mine from public accounting, you may remember, Ira Plutner.
Sure.
I'm not sure. He recommended the Lloyd Group. And I met with Adam. And when Adam used to make sales calls, now we're really dating ourselves. And Josh Linthicum.
Yeah.
And they came out, and we had an instant connection. I think, Adam's very pragmatic and practical guy, and he developed a quote, and that's what started the relationship. We converted a Mac network to a PC network, and reinstalled or installed a new ERP system shortly thereafter.
I was there.
And, you were running the knock, I remember, right?
Yeah.
At that time. So it's been a long-standing relationship, and I think is a testament to what you guys are doing, the quality that Lloyd brings to the table in the partnership, that the fact that we've operated for 20 years, have grown, 6 times revenue and 6 times headcount from when I started. And we really, I don't even want to say this out loud, but we really haven't had a serious issue with our operating environment that was controllable. And I think that is why the partnership is so important to us. We have a stable operating environment. We've continued to update it with technology as it changes, and you coach us and guide us through that process with the help of our on-site IT person. So it's been a great relationship.
Yeah, and it has, obviously it's been for us, like I said at the beginning of this, we really appreciate everything from Michael Skurnik Wines and obviously from you. The fact that we've had a single point of contact throughout 20 plus years of this relationship it's unique and it's rare. And we've been very fortunate because of it. So thank you to you, Jim.
Oh, it's absolutely my pleasure. I think you asked another question about why what does it mean to be part of the Lloyd community, and I think when I was thinking about that, it's basically the inclusion that we feel as a client, and the partnership that we have with you and with all the folks at Lloyd Group is really important. Lloyd Group, to me, allows me to sleep at night. You're our safety net behind Brian, who does a fantastic job, but we need to do the heavy lifting. I know that Lloyd Group is behind Brian and works very well in tandem with Brian. So, the ease of operating, having your own assets in place as an employee, and then integrating that with Lloyd Care and the team at Lloyd Group has really worked well for Skurnik Wines for 20 years. And I think that's a big part of the staffing, personal, the relationship. You've brought to us other relationships over that time. Andrew Singer comes to mind, and Tannenbaum, and our relationship there has been very, very favorable and positive. So all those things combined together make it a really great relationship.
It's great. Well, thanks again, Jim, for taking the time to speak with us today. Really appreciate it. I know you're busy. I know you've got a lot going on. And
absolutely my pleasure, Brian. And I look forward to many more years of successful partnership, and hopefully we continue to see the kind of growth that we've seen over the past 20. Not saying I'm going to be here for another 20, but for however long that is. But thank you, and thanks to the team at Lloyd, Stephen, Daniel, Scott, all the guys that are active on our account, and then those people that are behind the scenes that we don't necessarily have FaceTime with. for keeping us running.
All right. Well, I don't have to share that with them because we got you on video, so they'll get a chance to see it. So,
All right.
thanks so much,
Brian.
Jim. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
See you.
Bye.